Hello again, pimps and hoes. I'm back again in the night to exchange a bit of a monologue with all you people out there, because I do intend twittering some of this material or Facebooking it or each and either, every neither. There I go, saying that again. I've got to be aware of using that horrible pause. There we go again. Well, it's been quite some time since I've sat down and had a chat with the lens. 6 months, 7 months, thereabouts. Apart from the odd madness with Al at the dinner table, and 7 months is a long time. I'm here. I'm not living on our family farm anymore, as I mentioned. The bank foreclosed on it, and sadly part of my life is there, a big chunk of my life, 25 years I lived there. You know, it's a you could say quarter of a lifetime, of course assuming that we all live to the age of a ripe old age of 100. And yeah, I'm sad, frustrated, disappointed, but what can I do? It was taken out of my hands many years ago, and I don't like to go there and air dirty laundry about horrible thoughts of family, all sorts of bitterness and unhealthy family feelings cast aside for the present moment. We will soldier on. Yeah, so a lot of shit's happened in the last 7 months. You know, I've $6,000 on my credit card. I mean, $6,000. A lot of people go, oh, why is that all $6,000? You know, but $6,000's a lot of money on welfare, and you know, I'm frustrated because the floods ruined everything this year for me, and there's no annual harvest as there has been with other years. So I lost the farm and I lost the crop, so I'm broke, and I mean I'm broke, living on welfare, as I said. And I was normally I would pay the credit card up and be sweet for another year, but bother. I just hate being financially bereft of cash, and because of that it limits everything that I can do and places to go. And yeah, so here I am living at a friend's back flat. Oh, it's a good flat, you know, as I showed you, 3 bedroom, or you could say 4 bedrooms, all to myself. Just said occasionally my sister does stay a night here and there when she's working and or doing TAFE. Apart from that, everything else is just shite, you know, because when you're broke, and you have no form of income per se, you know, it just, how do you fight off a state of depression or remorse? You know, it's horrible having to live inside your head, you know, as all thinking people do. And I just don't know which way I'm going to turn. I think I've just got to ride out another 12 months, and I didn't get to go to Vietnam this year, as I wanted to go over and have the final stages of my dental work done, and I have a little holiday, not a little holiday, a big holiday, because Saigon is a wonderful and scary city. 10 million people all in one city. You could well imagine it's a 24-hour city, you know, it never sleeps. People are going to bed while others are getting up, going to work. You know, you've got your night people and you've got your day people. And I dwelt amongst the day people, regular folk. Yeah, so I'm just chit-chatting away to you while I prepare this letter. And as I say, I'll just keep chatting away about my horrible existence. But, I mean, I'm alive. I'm in some state of euphoria at the moment, chemically induced, and I've got a belly full of food, a roof over my head, and I could be a lucky chappie, because there's always millions, billions of people who are far worse off than we Westerners. We are blessed to be born in this country, and it isn't until you travel to a third world country and come back that you see how blessed and lucky we are to be born Australians or Westerners, because, you know, Americans, English, we're all under the national welfare state, and we don't have to go without food, shelter, or any necessities. Yeah. We are very lucky. It should be compulsory for every Australian to fly to a third world country, because as soon as you come back and get off the aeroplane, you kiss the tarmac and say, thank God I was born an Australian. Because you go to them third world countries and you see people starving in the streets, and particularly Vietnam, because of the war, there are street loads of victims of the war in Vietnam, and they're lining the streets with no arms, no legs, and others there victims of Agent Orange and dioxin, you know. I mean, horribly deformed people that you look at them and you weep almost, you know. It's just, it's so sad, so sad. I every day I was there, I used to, as a ritual, I would go and cash some large notes and get a pocket full of smaller denominations, and I'd walk down the streets and just give money to people, beggars on the street, and that's what I used to call it, doing my Mother Teresa every day. And where many folk would cross the road to avoid a beggar, I would cross the road to approach the beggar and give them money. It got to the point where they'd see me coming and cross the road, hobble or crawl or whatever across the road to me to save me crossing the road to give them money. And yeah, that lightened my heart a little bit each day, just sort of doing that small random act of kindness. And you know, I even gave to people who weren't begging. If I saw somebody there who genuinely looked down and out, I'd just walk up and just give them, just stick money in their pocket or in their hand or whatever, you know. And there was one particular instance where this lady, she was sitting there, she wasn't begging, but she was an obvious victim of dioxin, because she had, all her skin was scaly like a snake, and it was all peeling and flaking off, you know, and all her hair, she had really long black hair, but it was all patchy and baldy, like a really bad hair transplant. Sorry to make light of this horrible situation, but yeah, she had all this balding all through her hair, and yeah, she was just sitting there, and as I said, not begging, and I just walked up to her, and I had a large denomination, and I stuck it in her hand, and just sort of stepped back, and she looked up at me and started crying, you know, and oh boy, you talk about pick me up with a spoon, but yeah, she starts crying, and I had my camera, and so I just said to her, because she couldn't speak a word of English, obviously, I said, I take a picture of you, you know, so I took a little small bit of footage of hers to make her feel better, like, you know, she'd given something back to me for giving her the money, because she was obviously too proud to beg this woman, you know. And yeah, that was a real touching moment that moved me to pieces. But as I say, you know, things like that, random acts of kindness to those less fortunate than us is good karma, and somebody keeps score up there, don't you worry about that. And not only that, but you are keeping score yourself with the Akashic record in your brain, you know, so, you know, everything you think, do and say will be accounted for sometime in the next dimension. And I don't want to digress to spiritual matters. However, there's a very excuse me again, there's a distinct part to us all as human beings, and in that we are three people. We are mind, body and spirit, all encompassed into one entity. And the ultimate goal in life is inner peace, enlightenment. That's if you're not caught up with the dog, the cat, and the 30-year mortgage. Yeah, so for exchange of a capitalistic life, you know, I've opted for living very austere wherever I am. Like I say, much of my life is I've been gypsying, travelling around. It was very handy when we had the farm, because I could leave all my possessions there as a base, you know, and go for months or weeks or whatever, and come back and everything was cool. But now, moving out, I've lost half of my belongings. Many of my collectibles and things that I couldn't take. But shit happens. And because shit happens, we are stuck with these lives. Endure or go under. Thou shalt not break asunder. Okay, now I had my vitamins, yes. Now I'll have my vitamin C, cancer. I don't know if it's very kosher to be smoking on screen, but I'm going to. These bloody mild cigarettes, so you've got to cut half the filter off them so that you can get any sort of decent hit out of them. Yeah. Yes, so with needle and thread, tomorrow I'll take this camera around for a little walk out in the yard and give you a little peek at the external affairs here.